Man, I gotta tell you guys about this devastating dream that I had last night. This has got to be the most strangest dream. I can't really find words for it, but I've never had a dream like this in my 56 years of being here on this earth. I dreamt that I was in this building, right? And I'm looking out the window. I can see all of these buildings and I can see an ocean. It was real sunny out. The weather was really nice, as if it was in Florida, maybe Hawaii, some tropical place here in America. But from a distance, I saw what looked like a blast. Now, it could have been a nuclear blast. But one thing I want to add is, while this is all taking place, I'm hearing this voice talking to me. This voice is talking to me. It's instructing me. It's showing me things. And I'm trying to make out what the voice is saying, but I'm actually looking at the events that's taking place, right? So I see this blast, and the energy from this blast, I guess, moved the building out of this place. Now, that could be a nuclear blast, or it could be a bomb, or what we refer to as a terrorist attack. But anyway, the energy from this blast pushed the building out of its place, and the building started moving as if it was, I guess, as if the ocean was taking it. It was like riding on water. That's how it felt. But I didn't see any water up under the building, right? So this building is moving. This voice is talking to me, and everything is just kind of like moving fast. And while it's moving fast, this voice is still talking to me. It just never stopped talking. Now, the voice that's speaking to me is the same voice that spoke to me when I made a video, and it still might be up on my Dream Prophet channel. The same voice that was showing me the tornadoes across the country. And a couple of days later, not even a couple of days, it happened, right? That same voice. And so this voice was talking to me, the building was moving, and then all of a sudden the building was getting ready to go over this cliff. And I can see the cliff, I can see the building leaning, and as the building was falling, it was like falling, I can see the ground coming, just as plain as day. Now, they say when you dream of falling and you hit the bottom, you die in your sleep. That's what they say. I don't know if anybody ever experienced that to say that, right? But the building was falling, and I could just see the ground coming closer and closer, and I tried to pull myself out of the dream. You know, when you have those dreams, you're falling, and you can just, like, you know, pull yourself out before you hit bottom. Right before you hit the bottom, you wake up, right? Well, I couldn't wake up. It's like something, a force, an energy was holding me in that dream or vision. It was holding me there. And in this dream or vision, I was actually aware that I was dreaming. I was aware that I was dreaming. I was aware that I could not wake myself out of the dream. And in this dream or vision, I was saying, I can't wake up. Why can't I wake up? And a force was like holding me in that vision. And the bottom was coming. So in this dream, I just kind of accepted that I'm dead, you know, I'm going to die, right? And all the while this is happening, I'm still hearing this voice talk to me, right? And right when the bottom came, the building kind of like leveled off as if it was floating or something, right? And it was still moving, but yet I was still being shown things, and this voice was still talking to me. It never stopped talking, right? But I was aware that I was asleep. I was aware that I was dreaming. I was aware that I could not pull myself out of the sleep. And then finally, I, like in the dream, tried to push myself up where I can sit up in the bed, because I was aware I was asleep, right? And I was trying to sit up, and I finally pushed, but yet when I push myself out of the sleep, I can feel a force just like pulling me back in. It just kept pulling me back in. I couldn't, and I finally like sat up, and when I woke up, I gasped. I was like, ah, and I was out of breath, and I was like sitting there just, because it was a struggle just trying to wake up. Now, let me back up a little bit. Before I had that last dream, I fell asleep, and twice before I had that dream last night, and each time I woke up or I pulled myself out of the sleep, then when I went to sleep, I went back into the same dream or vision, and I was constantly being shown things, man. And I wish I could explain it all. I wish I could tell you everything I saw. I wish I could tell you what that voice was telling me. I'm still trying to make out everything that that voice was saying to me. But the last time, it would not let me wake up. It held me down in the dream. I was trapped in that vision, and I was just trying to pull up. And in the dream, I was actually aware that I was dreaming. I was actually aware that I could not wake up and that I could not pull myself out of the dream. And I'm like, why can't I wake up? What's holding me? You know, what's pulling me? Why can't I wake up out of this dream? And then finally, you know, I pushed myself out. I forced myself to sit up in the bed. And when I sat up, that's when I gasped, but I could actually feel that force. It's like an energy that was so strong, man. That energy was trying to pull me back into that. I was being shown something. So I woke up. I was up since then, man. That was about 5 o'clock when I woke up. And I hadn't been back to sleep, you know, and I was trying to just think about it. I was trying not to forget it because I wanted to make this video. But could that be that I'm being shown a devastating disaster that's about to take place? It looked like a nuclear blast in the background, but it just could have been an explosion or what we refer to nowadays as a terrorist attack, because growing up there was never a terrorist attack here in the United States. They started back with 9/11, and then from that point on they started escalating, but there's never been a terrorist attack here until 9/11 or before 9/11, because they failed a couple of times, you know. But that's when they start letting, you know, the illegal immigrants into the country, undocumented immigrants. That, I think, could just be a sign of a coming devastating disaster. I don't know if it's going to be in Hawaii. I don't know if it's going to be Florida, but it's a sunny place. I could see the buildings. It's like I was there. It's like me looking out this window. You know, I saw the buildings. I saw like just a body of water, ocean. And then I saw the blast from a distance, and this voice was talking to me. And it just kept talking and instructing me and telling me things. And I'm trying, like, the building's moving. And then when it went to go off the cliff, I'm going to call it a cliff. I don't know what it was. But when it was getting ready to fall, and I felt myself falling, I tried to wake up, and I couldn't. And I'm like, why can't I wake up? You know, what's holding me? Why are you holding me? I'm fighting. In this dream, I'm like fighting to wake up, to try to pull myself. And I'm like, why can't I wake up? You know, why can't I pull myself out of this dream? So I was aware that I was sleeping. I was aware that I could not wake up. And then finally, I forced myself to sit up. You know, I felt myself, and I felt that pull. It's like death, man. Just, you know, when you see people die, and it's like they struggle to try to stay alive, but then it's like this force just takes them anyway, and they just submit to it. That's how it was with this force that's keeping me there, you know. And I again, like I said, I hadn't been back to sleep. I guarantee you, if I go back to sleep, I'll probably fall right back into that same vision. So what do you guys think? Feedback. Tell me what you think. Subscribe. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So feedback. Tell me what you think. Until next time.